How's it going, everyone? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have a nice little gem for you. Well, really it's for me, but hopefully you could benefit from it too. We're going to be doing a cluster swap on the RAM. I was finally able to get just a little bit of time off from work today, so I figured something like this would be the perfect upgrade for today. So let's take a look at what we have. I was able to find this on eBay a little while back. Of course, got it used. Pretty good deal. So let's check it out. There she is. That'll be a nice little upgrade for sure. So this is the cluster that I currently have in the RAM. And while there's nothing wrong with it, it is pretty basic. You know, it's a base model, it's a tradesman, so it's lacking a lot of features that I could have. So let's turn it on and see what we have. I'm definitely low on gas. It's pretty basic. If we take a look through the menu, we have we can view the speedometer. That's usually what I have it on. Vehicle info, fuel economy, trip A, trip B, messages, nothing currently. Settings. I mean, it gets the job done, but I think this next upgrade is going to be pretty nice. The disassembly is pretty simple. All we're going to need is a 7mm socket and a T15 Torx. So the first thing we have to do is remove these 4 screws up here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to be the Torx bit. I'm going to see if I can just do it by hand. Yeah, it's not too tight. So. All right, this panel should just pop right off now. Get that out the way. Now it's gonna reveal 2 7mm bolts on the bottom. So let's take those out. Okay, now the whole thing should just come right out. It's gonna take a little bit of finessing. You're gonna have to be careful how you pull it out. But I think that if we tilt this up, there's gonna be one single plug in the back. Just reach in, pull the tab down, and pull straight out. And that's it. Pull it out. There we go. Now it's time for this bad boy. So we're just going to do everything we just did in the reverse order. Pop it in this way. Try to get this thing plugged in. There's not much room for my huge hands. Got it. It's actually easier if you tilt this up a little bit. That's it. She's in. Put this panel back on. She is in and secured. Let's give her a rip. Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome. Still need gas. Okay, let's take a look at the menu. There's definitely a much bigger display. So if we scroll down, tire pressure, what else do we have there? Trans temp, oil temperature, oil life, engine hours. That's pretty cool. Gauge summary. So you got a little bit of everything on this display if you want to monitor all the levels. Fuel economy, probably should be using that one. Trip A, trip B, audio, so it'll display whatever you're listening to. That's pretty cool. Stored messages, screen setup. So if you enter the screen setup, it gives you a lot of options. You have upper left, so you can actually put the time on the upper left corner, range to empty, average MPGs. You have a few options. I kind of like the clean look, so I'm gonna go with none and just save it. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot more information on here. It definitely looks a lot cooler. So if you might have noticed, the only big difference here is the miles. So you can take it to a dealer and they should be able to program it there, or there are places online where you can send it off and get your miles programmed. It is a little pricey, but there is a way to do it if you have the Alpha OBD app. So I do have that. I've never done this before, so I'm gonna see if we can figure this out. Okay, so now we're gonna open up the app. Click there. We have to connect, so we're gonna turn the key to the on position, 2 clicks. I'm gonna hit the Bluetooth button. That's my MX link, so I'm gonna click that. It's connecting. All right, so I already have RAM selected, RAM 1500. We're going to scroll down until we find the instrument panel. Click on that. Select control unit. I have a 2013, so I'm going to select 2013 PowerNet. And we're going to hit connect. Now we're connected, so I'm going to scroll, or I'm going to go to the bottom here with the HUD open icon. We're going to click on that. Select procedure to start. We're going to scroll down until we find odometer correction. Select option. I have the 7-inch cluster, so I'm going to click that. Enter mileage. Alright, now that that's inputted, I'm going to hit start. It says turn key to off for 30 seconds. Turn key to on, wait for startup checks to complete, and click OK. Okay, so we're going to turn it to the off position. Wait about 30 seconds.
A few moments later.
Alright, we waited about 30 seconds, so now we're going to turn the key to the on position. 2 clicks. I'm going to click OK. Now it's doing some weird startup thing. On the app it says started, please wait. So now we're just waiting. And there we go, mileage is corrected. So for the app, we're just gonna hit back again, back again. Do you want to exit? Yes. So now we're going to turn the key off, exit the vehicle. We're going to give that a few minutes, come back, turn it back on, and make sure everything is set correctly. And there you go. Mileage is corrected. So that about wraps it up. It's a very simple upgrade. It should only take you 5-10 minutes. It took a lot longer to film it, but it's pretty simple. I highly recommend that Alpha OBD software for the RAM, especially if you have a RAM. You pay for it once. The reader's about $100. The app, I think it's about $50. So once you pay that, you're good to go. You can do all the upgrades you want. You just program it in and you're all set. I think one trip to the dealership is going to cost you about $100, $150. So you might as well get it if you plan on upgrading the RAM. It's really worth it. As always, the mods never stop. I have plenty of upgrades coming up for the RAM, so I hope you all stay tuned for that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all on the next one.